Okay, now we're under the bus and we're looking at some things that we need to identify and comment on. Namely, our air tank. It's secure. I hear no leaking. We can comment on the frame because we have a good view of the frame here. The frame, no cracks, no damage, no excessive rust. And we can comment on our drive shaft and our hangers, okay? For the hangers, there's two of them, front and back. This is the front hanger. No excessive rust, secure. And we'll comment on our drive shaft. Drive shaft, no obstructions. Now it's important that you don't just say drive shaft is secure on both ends, because the drive shaft, the bus can drive or travel over tree limbs or bushes, and there can be tree limbs lodged under the bus. The drive shaft is spinning at all times when you are driving, and the splinters could actually fly out from under here and harm our students. So this is an important distinction. When you see drive shafts say secure, no obstructions. And my hangers, both front and rear, no excessive rust, and are mounted securely. Okay, so now we are under the bus looking at our back axle. And first off, we look across and we look for our brake chamber. Here's our brake chamber. No cracks, no dents, no welds. Our brake hose. I see no cuts, I hear no leaking. Our slack adjuster is back here. And for slack adjuster, we would get mechanic to test. He would come and chalk the wheels, and we cannot test that on our own, so I would move on. Okay, axle seal, I see no leaks, no contaminants. Axle seal, contaminants or leaking would be all around here. Okay, my brake drum, no cracks, no dents, no welds, and my brake pad no less than 1/4 inch thick. I see my inside rim here and here. Okay, no cracks, no dents, no welds, and inside rubber. No rubber missing, no bubbles, no rubber missing. And that's the end of my look across. All right, now we stop here now to give you a good shot of our U-bolts in the back axle. So our U-bolts are here. You can see that they're a little longer than the U-bolts in front. They go all the way up here. And they are secure. I can say they're secure because I see that they're secure. And I see my leaf spring here, and also this is a good shot of my hangers right here. So comment on them when you see them. I see no cracks, I see no pieces missing. And also my spacing. Okay, there hasn't been spacers for tires in years, but there is spacing consideration. So you want your tires to hang parallel. So I can see that my spacing of my tires is even. And that's all for under the bus for now. Okay, so now we are taking another look at our hangers and springs on our back axle. Okay, so this is from outside the bus. This is from the side of the bus. And we can see that we have no excessive rust, no damage to our hanger or our spring, to our springs. And then you can check the other side right over here. And springs here, no pieces missing. And our hanger right there. Okay, so there's our hanger right there. Also, we can comment that we hear no leaks from our air hose, and now we're ready to check out our wheels assembly. So we'll look here, make sure there's no obstructions between the wheels. Top of tread, no less than 2/32 of an inch of tread. Okay, recaps are allowed on the back tires. Okay, and no bubbles or rubber missing on the inside or outside of our tires, and our outside rims have no cracks, no dents, no welds. Our lug nuts, none loose, none shiny, and our valve stems are sticking straight out. Okay, with cap on. And our wheel seal
is not leaking. And our tires are filled to proper level. How do we test? We test with mallet, okay, to ensure proper level, and our mud flap is secure. And that concludes the pre-trip of the back axle. Okay, so now we're at the back of the bus. We're going to start at the top and work down. We have our 3 clearance lights, none damaged, they're working properly, and our school bus is properly marked. The emergency door is properly marked, and our 8 ways are alternating red. Okay, our windows show no damage, no leaks. Likewise, our rubber seals are not damaged and they're not leaking. Our 4 ways are flashing properly. And our lenses on the back of the bus all show no damage. Okay, our taillights are working properly. Okay, and now I also should comment on our reflectors and our reflecting tape as well. No damage, properly mounted. And now we'll use our offhand. I use my left hand to open the exit door. Okay, and now we want to come in here. We want to point to the heater and say no leaks. So take a look for antifreeze there, which would be harmful for students. No leaks, no obstructions from the back end of the bus, and I see no graffiti. I see no rips or tears on our seats. Back exit alarm is working properly, and the prop is also working properly. So I go ahead and close my back exit. Comment on my license plate, it's up to date, and my back bumper is secure. You can cut that. Okay, so now we're under the back of the bus and we can see a lot from back here. We can see the differential, we see no leaks. We see our 2 shock absorbers on the side, and they're sticking straight up and they are secure on both ends and no leaks. It's a good time to comment on your spacers if you haven't already, or I should say on the spacing of your tires, of your duals. So my tires are spaced evenly. And then you can comment on your fuel cage, no excessive rust, and my fuel tank. Fuel tank has no leaks. If you forget to comment here, you should remember to comment when you comment on your fuel cap, which is coming up next. So remember to comment on that. And then on your exhaust system, over here, we have our exhaust system. It's secure, and you see no obstructions. Okay, now we're on the right side, outside the bus, and it's important to remember that if we've talked about it before, we don't have to talk about it again on the bus. So there's a lot of items on the right side of the bus that we've already covered, and there's a few unique items that we have not covered. One of them is the fuel door and fuel cap. Fuel door is secure, fuel cap is secure. Test that way, and then we'll work our way left to right like we always do. Come over this way, and we have school signs in position 2 and 3, not in position 1. So position 1 should be left open. Put your school signs in position 1, in position 2 or position 3, not in position 1. Okay, so that should about wrap it up for the pre-trip. Don't forget that there are automatic fails, so you got to remember certain things or you will fail. So remember what they are. Your air brake test, you have to get 3 out of 4. On your 8-way system, you have to mention that 4 times. Okay. Don't forget your body fluid kit and first aid kit. You have to mention those. Fully stocked and secured to the bus. Don't miss any exits. That means your back exit. You should actually talk about your rear exit 2 different times from both the inside and the outside of the bus. You need to mention your hatches and your window exits as well. So make sure that you do not forget those items or you will not pass your pre-trip test. Lastly, before you drive away, you need to offer to have the brake lights and the backup lights examined. okay? And you want to partner with your trainer or tester to do that, so make sure you offer that. And it takes 2 people to test those things at any rate, so you want to do that. You want to check your high-low dims. You can do that on your own, okay? You should offer to do a radio test. Drive away, make sure that your lights are set properly, okay? Make sure that your strobe light is off, your dome lights should be off, okay? And your headlights on, okay? Make sure your 8-way and your 4-ways are turned off, all right? And that should be the end of your pre-trip. So this is Tom Driscoll signing off, and have a happy pre-trip and a good road test.